Hello, BNI Chicago and Cook County members. Rachel, your executive director here. And today I would like to talk to you about an often misunderstood part of the BNI experience, and that is the one-to-one. So we've all had business coffees and meetings and lunches before, but a BNI one-to-one is something that's really unique. It is a business building interview conversation where you are really digging deeper in how to be a great referral partner. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down 4 pillars, 4 items that have to be true, 4 conditions that have to be true in order for a one-to-one to truly be a one-to-one. So back in the day, I took a business law class when I was in college. That is not the journey that I chose. So my attorneys, I welcome you to chime in on this. But I remember a concept called the 4 corners of a contract. Corner number 1, mutual consent. Both parties have to have a genuine meeting of the minds and know that this is happening. There's a consideration, value exchange, right? A contract isn't a contract until there's value exchange. So you may see like settlements or contracts for $1 and wonder, what is that? Well, in order to make contracts legitimate, there has to be value exchange. There has to be acceptance of the exact terms by both parties, and then a clear and specific offer. So 4 corners of a contract, 4 pillars of a contract. It's similar, 4 pillars or 4 corners of a one-to-one. So first things first, in order for a one-to-one to be a real, true business building one-to-one in the context of BNI, just like any contract, right? Mutual consent. Both parties have to understand it's a one-to-one. So I'm not sure if this has ever happened to anyone else, but every so often I will log into BNI Connect and I will think, that's funny. I only remember doing 1 or 2 one-to-ones this week. And interestingly, several more are on my BNI Connect account, because when one person logs a one-to-one, it shows up for both parties and it doesn't ask for consent. You can put in a one-to-one with Ivan Meisner, with Mary, the CEO of BNI. You can put in one-to-ones with anybody and it would pop up in their account. Don't do that. Don't do that to people. So what happens is sometimes a member will call our office and ask a question, and I'm so happy to answer that question, but it's not a one-to-one. Please don't log that as a one-to-one. Or maybe I'll have a conversation off to the side at a networking event with a member, and then that will turn into a one-to-one, right? It'll be marked as a one-to-one, despite I had no idea that that was going to be a one-to-one. So if you are going to log a one-to-one, please stop and think, does the other person also consider this a one-to-one? If not, pick up the phone and please call. So step 1 for it to be one-to-one is everybody's got to know that it's a one-to-one, no surprise one-to-ones. Why does this matter? Well, especially for newer members, when we're looking as chapter mentors, leadership team, or regional team, and we see one-to-ones popping up for these new members, we think, great, they're integrating into the team. They're having these robust, deep conversations about business. But if it's a bunch of like little text messages and stuff that more seasoned members are logging as one-to-ones, or a group lunch where someone logged 10 one-to-ones with everybody despite having 0 one-to-ones, it actually really hurts those people who don't know that it's a one-to-one, because they're not getting the value of a true one-on-one conversation with someone from the chapter. So everybody's got to know every conversation, even if you guys do briefly talk about BNI, it's not a one-to-one. A one-to-one is about being great referral partners. So step 2 for it to be a one-to-one is that it needs to be business focused, using tools like the BNI Gains Exchange, where you go over your goals and accomplishments, interests, networks, and skills. That helps keep that conversation focused and directed on how are we great referral partners. Again, a casual lunch, a round of golf, not a one-to-one unless it's business focused, unless it is business focused. And that brings me to condition number 3, which is, if you didn't take notes, it's probably not a one-to-one, right? Again, that casual conversation. I love when you guys get to know each other and become friends. In fact, we've had BNI members stand up in each other's weddings. I mean, we even had BNI chapter members get married. One time, I happened to stumble upon 2 BNI members who had just gotten engaged, right? Just proposed. I show up out of the blue, same restaurant. And can you imagine if I would have logged 2 one-to-ones? Congrats, guys. Great one-to-one. That's not a one-to-one, right? Business focused, taking notes so that number four, you can have clear and specific action items as referral partners, right? That's what this is all about. It's about deepening your referral relationship. So these four conditions really need to be met in order for that to be a one-to-one. We would rather have a member log 3 one-to-ones instead of 4 in a month if they everyone knows it's a one-to-one, it's business focused. You have a great page of notes and clear specific action items with deadlines to complete those action items. Make an introduction to, invite this person to the feature presentation of, right? Those are the types of things that need to be coming out of the one-to-one, not finding out that you like opposing sports teams. That's important too, but it's not a BNI one-to-one. One-to-ones are important activity measures that are predictors of future referral and closed business success. So we need to make sure the quality of what gets logged in BNI Connect stays really, really high. So again, to recap, in order for something to be strong enough, robust enough to make it into BNI Connect, number one, every person involved in that conversation, it should just be two people, right? Group one-to-ones, not a thing, right? Those two people must both consent to this being a true business building one-to-one. Number two condition, it needs to be business focused around the topic of how can we continue to be great referral partners. Condition number three, you really need to be taking notes because of condition number four, clear specific action items on how we continue moving our referral relationship forward. So with that being said, look at your calendar, add in some one-to-ones, reach out to someone you maybe haven't had a one-to-one with in a bit. And that's my kind of bonus tip. One-to-ones are not one and done. Just because you've known someone for a decade does not mean that a business building conversation to find out what's going on in their business right now and what a great introduction for them right now is, isn't beneficial. All right. Thanks so much.